Hello and welcome again to the Bench Report, where we discuss recent debates and briefings from the benches of the UK Parliament. A new topic every episode. You're listening to Amy and Ivan. Today we're looking back, actually, at 25 years of Scottish devolution. We'll explore the original promise and some of the operational hurdles that came up. The starting point, famously put by John Smith, was this idea that the new Scottish Parliament in 1999 would be the settled will of the Scottish people.
That's right. And it's crucial to grasp. It wasn't just about having a parliament building. The whole point was to boost accountability within the UK framework. And those early years under Labour and the Liberal Democrats, they really did make waves.
Some significant policies came out of that period.
Absolutely. Groundbreaking stuff for the time. Free personal care, no university tuition fees. And Scotland actually led the UK on banning smoking in public places. Quite a start.
And the way Parliament was set up was designed for that kind of action, wasn't it? The Scotland Act, 1998, made it unicameral.
Correct. No second chamber like the Lords. Instead, they put a lot of emphasis on powerful subject committees.
These were meant to be the watchdogs.
Precisely. They were designed to be the main place for scrutinizing the government, holding the executive to account, amending laws. That was the theory.
But theories sometimes meet reality. Where did the problems start to emerge?
Well, many observers point to a shift after 2011 when the SNP won an overall majority. There's criticism that the committees started to lose their teeth.
How so?
It comes down to how the committee chairs get picked. Unlike Westminster's secret ballot, in Holyrood, the party leaders basically appoint them.
So if your position as chair depends on staying in the party's good graces.
Challenging the government's plans becomes a much trickier proposition, doesn't it? It potentially weakens that scrutiny function.
And if scrutiny is weakened, you risk poorly thought out laws getting through.
Exactly. And we've seen examples where that seems to have happened. Policy failures that followed.
Can you give an example?
Well, the deposit return scheme is a recent one. It caused a lot of uncertainty, especially for businesses, before it had to be put on hold. Arguably, more robust scrutiny might have flagged issues earlier.
And there was another one, football related.
Ah, yes, the Offensive Behavior at Football Act. That was another piece of legislation that faced huge criticism for being poorly drafted and difficult to enforce. It was eventually repealed in 2018. It shows the real cost when scrutiny perhaps isn't as strong as intended.
It's interesting. There's almost a paradox here, isn't there? Power devolved from London to Edinburgh.
But then critics argue power became quite centralized within Scotland, from Holyrood down.
A power grab from local communities, some have called it.
It's definitely a tension. Think about the nationalization of police and fire services. Local councils saw their responsibilities shrink in some areas. Power moved upwards within Scotland, even as it moved downwards from the UK level.
Which must create a bit of confusion for voters. Who's actually responsible for what?
That feeds directly into something academics call the expectations gap. The idea, floated back in 2001 by James Kellis, is that people might feel let down because the parliament hasn't quite lived up to its potential, maybe because of these complexities of governing across different levels.
So people expect more delivery, but the system itself creates challenges.
Precisely. And this kind of operational frustration, this sense of potential unfulfilled, it gets tangled up in the big constitutional questions.
You mean the independence debate?
Yes. Since the 2014 referendum, the repeated calls for another vote have really dominated the political landscape. It's led to, shall we say, quite strained relations between the Scottish and UK governments.
And the argument from critics is that this focus on the Constitution, the legal battles, the political rows...
It distracts from the day job, from delivering on domestic priorities.
Like what specifically?
Well, things like improving educational attainment, tackling NHS waiting lists, addressing Scotland's tragically high drug death rates. These are huge challenges that need sustained focus and cooperation. The constant constitutional friction arguably pulls energy and resources away from that.
So looking back over 25 years, from that initial vision of accountability to today's picture of centralization challenges, scrutiny questions, and constitutional standoffs, what's the path forward?
There seems to be a growing consensus across different viewpoints that the system itself needs a rethink. Constructive revision. As you know, no law, not even the Scotland Act, is set in stone forever. The real push needs to be towards making the existing powers work better. Shifting the focus from the constitutional arguments back to delivery, back to partnership, that's likely the only way to really address that voter frustration we talked about. Optimizing how multi-level governance actually works on the ground.
Which leaves us with a final thought, perhaps. If a devolved parliament finds its ability to scrutinize and deliver hampered because its powers and its political oxygen are consumed by constitutional disputes, can any system of devolution truly meet its aims without resolving those fundamental questions about ultimate sovereignty and financial levers first? Something to ponder. As always, find us on social media at Bench Report UK. Get in touch with any topic important to you. Remember, politics is everyone's business. Take care.
Hello there, this is Tom, the producer of The Bench Report. Listener suggestions are vital to my mission of making politics more accessible and accountable. So, if you have an issue that's really important to you, personally or professionally, and want to know what those in power are doing about it, please get in touch via email or via our socials at Bench Report UK. I'll grab another coffee and start scanning those parliamentary archives.